Even at the best of times, the situation in Nigeria has been difficult and the difficulties stretch over a long period of time. But things have gotten progressively worse in the last 10 or 15 years, especially with Boko Haram and the government's inability to control the excesses of jihadist groups spread across most of West Africa, but that congregated around Nigeria and wreaked quite a lot of havoc. They started off destroying churches, targeting Christian religious leaders across the northern Nigeria. And somehow they gained strength, and subsequently, perhaps as their interests began to become different, they started attacking Muslims who didn't think the way they thought. Today, we now have a sea of blood across, most parts of northern Nigeria. Christians, Muslims, the killings are indiscriminate, even at the slightest provocation or even no provocation at all. But the important thing is that Nigeria needs to reverse this ugly trend. I think in the last 2 or so years, since the coming of this administration, we have noticed some little bit of changes, especially in the areas of the kidnappings, the attacks on many communities. And the president himself has also physically shown more empathy than the previous administration, because he physically went to Benue, for example, after the killings in June. So finally, it is to say that we thank Aid to Church in Need and many organizations that are overtly concerned about the problems of the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. But we believe that we need to improve the quality of our own internal devices as Christian leaders, as leaders of Islam, to come together to confront this common enemy that has become a serious threat to peace and security across the entire country. Finally, I think we call on the federal government of Nigeria, to push back on the excesses within the ambiguity that we have in Nigeria as to whether we're a secular state, states that are still running Sharia law, that are creating the conditions that are enabling these extremist groups, to take advantage of this ambiguity to attack individuals on grounds of blasphemy, and all other claims. So really, essentially, in the final analysis, Nigeria needs to live under one constitution, citizens subjected and submitted to the principles of one law and one system of justice, and that nobody, under any provocation, has got the right to take the life of another citizen without consequences. So I think that is really where we should be going, while we prayerfully believe that with God all things are possible. And I think that coming together, working together, confronting this enemy with also the support of the Nigerian state, we can gradually hope to see an end to these atrocities and begin a process of rebuilding our lives and rebuilding our communities.